Good evening. Let's have dinner. Genesis 44. And he commanded the one over his house, saying, Fill the men's sacks with food, as they are able to bear, and put each man's silver in the mouth of his sack. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the mouth of the sack of the youngest, and the silver for his grain. And he did according to the word of Yosef, which he spoke. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their donkeys. And when they had gone out of the city, not having gone far, Yosef said to the one over his house, Rise up, follow the men, and when you overtake them, say to them, Why have you repaid evil for good? Is this not the one from which my master drinks, and with which he indeed divines? You have done evil in what you have done. So he overtook them and spoke these words to them. And they said to him, Why does my master say these words? Far be it from us that your servant should do according to this word. See, we brought back to you from the land of Canaan the silver which we found in the mouth of our sacks. How then should we steal silver or gold from your master's house? With whomever of your servants it is found, he shall die, and we shall become my master's slaves as well. And he said, Now also let it be according to your words. He with whom it is found becomes my slave, and you are innocent. And they hurried. Each man let down his sack to the ground, and each opened his sack. And he searched, with the oldest first, and with the youngest last, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. And they tore their garments, and each man loaded his donkey and went back to the city. And Yehudah and his brothers came to Yosef's house, and he was still there, and they fell before him on the ground. And Yosef said to them, What deed is this you have done? Did you not know that a man like me indeed divines? And Yehudah said, What do we say to my master? What do we speak? Or how do we clear ourselves? Elohim has found out the crookedness of your servants. See, we are my master's slaves, both we and he also, with whom the cup is found. And he said, Far be it from me to do this. The man in whose hand the cup was found, he becomes my slave, and you go up in peace to your father. And Yehudah came near to him and said, O my master, please let your servant speak a word in my master's hearing, and do not let your displeasure burn against your servant, for you are like Pharaoh. My master asked his servant, saying, Have you a father or a brother? And we said to my master, We have a father, an old man, and a young child of his old age, and his brother is dead. And he alone is left, and his mother's children, and his father loves him. And you said to your servants, Bring him down to me, and let me set my eyes on him. And we said to my master, The boy is not able to leave his father, for if he leaves his father shall die. But you say to your servants, Unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you do not see my face again. And it came to be, when we went up to your servant my father, that we told him the words of my father. Or we told him the words of my master. And our father said, Go back and buy us a little food. But we said, We are not able to go down. If our youngest brother is with us, then we shall go down. For we are not able to see this man's face unless our youngest brother is with us. Then your servant, my father, said to us, You know that my wife bore me 2 sons, and the one went out from me, and I said, Truly he is torn to pieces, and I have not seen him since. And if you take this one from me too, and harm comes to him, you shall bring down my gray hair with evil to Sheol. And now, if I come to your servant my father, and the boy is not with us, since his own life is bound up in his life, then it shall be, when he sees that the boy is not with us, that he shall die. So your servant shall bring down the gray hair of your servant our father with evil to Sheol. For your servant went guarantee for the boy to my father, saying, If I do not bring him back to you, then I shall be a sinner before my father forever. And now, please, let your servant remain instead of the boy as a slave to my master, and let the boy go up with his brothers. For how do I go to my father if the boy is not with me, lest I see the evil that would come upon my father? And Yosef was unable to restrain himself before all those who stood by him, and he called out, Have everyone go out from me. So no one stood with him, while Yosef made himself known to his brothers. And he wept aloud, and the Mizrahites of the house of Pharaoh heard it. And Yosef said to his brothers, I am Yosef. Is my father still alive? But his brothers were unable to answer him, for they trembled before him. And Yosef said to his brothers, Please come near to me. And when they came near, he said, I am Yosef your brother, when you sold me into Mizraim. And now, do not be grieved nor displeased with yourselves because you sold me here, for Elohim sent me before you to preserve life. For 2 years now the scarcity of food has been in the land, and there are still 5 years in which there is neither plowing nor harvesting. And Elohim sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth, and to give life to you by a great escape. So then, you did not send me here but Elohim, and he has set me for a father to Pharaoh, and master of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Mizraim. Hurry and go up to my father and say to him, Thus says your son Yosef, Elohim has made me master of all Mizraim. Come down to me, do not delay. And you shall dwell in the land of Goshen and be near to me, you and your children and your children's children, your flocks and your herds and all that you have. And I shall provide for you there, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty, because 5 years of scarcity of food are still to come. And look, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see that it is my mouth that speaks to you. And you shall inform my father of all my esteem in Mizraim, and of all that you have seen, and you shall hurry and bring my father down here. And he fell on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. And he kissed all his brothers and wept over them. And after that his brothers spoke with him. And the report of it was heard by the house of Pharaoh, saying, The brothers of Yosef have come. And it was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants. And Pharaoh said to Yosef, See to your brothers, do this. Load your beasts and go, enter the land of Canaan. And take your father and your households and come to me, and I give you the best of the land of Mizraim, and you eat the fat of the land. And you have been commanded, do this. Take wagons out of the land of Mizraim for your little ones and your wives, and you shall bring your father and come. And do not be concerned about your goods, for the best of all the land of Mizraim is yours. And the sons of Yisrael did so, And Yosef gave them wagons according to the mouth of Pharaoh, and he gave them food for their journey. And he gave to all of them, to each man, changes of garments. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of garments. And he said to his father this, 10 donkeys loaded with the best of Mizraim, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and food for his father for the journey. So he sent his brothers away, and they left, and he said to them, do not quarrel along the way. And they went up out of Mizraim and came to the land of Canaan, to Yaakov their father. And they told him, saying, Yosef is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Mizraim. And Yaakov's heart ceased, for he did not believe them. But when they spoke to him all the words which Yosef had spoken to them, and when he saw the wagons which Yosef had sent to transport him, the spirit of Yaakov their father revived. And Yisrael said, enough, my son Yosef is still alive. Let me go and see him before I die. And Yisrael set out with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and slaughtered slaughterings to the Elohim of his father Yitzhak. And Elohim spoke to Yisrael in the visions of the night, and said, Yaakov, Yaakov. And he said, here I am. And he said, I am the Elohim of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Mizraim, for I shall make you there into a great nation. I myself am going down with you to Mizraim, and I myself shall certainly bring you up again, and let Yosef put his hands on your eyes. And Yaakov rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Yisrael brought their father Yaakov and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to transport him. And they took their livestock and their property which they had acquired in the land of Canaan, and came to Mizraim, Yaakov and all his seed with him. His sons and his sons' sons, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed he brought with him to Mizraim. And these were the names of the children of Yisrael, Yaakov and his sons, who came to Mizraim. Reuben was Yaakov's firstborn. And the sons of Reuben, Hanok and Palu, and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Shimon, Yemuel, and Yamin, and Ohad, and Yakin, and Soar, and Shaul, son of the Canaanite woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Keath, and Merari. The sons of Yehuda, and Onan, and Shelah, and Peretz, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan, and the sons of Peretz were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Yissachar, Tola, and Puvah, and Yob, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered, and Elon, and Hallel. These were the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Yaakov and Padaram, and with her daughter Dinah, all the beings. His sons and his daughters were 33, and the sons of Gad, Siphion, and Hagi, Shuni, and Etzbon, Eri, Arodai, Arli, and the sons of Asher, Yimnah, and Yishva, and Yishvi, and Beriah, and Sarah, their sister, and the sons of Beriah, Habar, and Malchiel. These were the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore to Yaakov, 16 beings. The sons of Rachel, Yaakov's wife, Yosef and Benjamin. And to Yosef in the land of Mizraim were born Menashe and Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore to him. And the sons of Benjamin, Bela, and Becher, and Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ahi, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim, and Ard. These were the sons of Rachel, who were born to Yaakov, 14 beings in all. And the sons of Dan, Husham. And the sons of Naphtali, Yatzeel, and Guni, and Yetzer, and Shalem. These were the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rachel, his daughter, and she bore these to Yaakov, 7 beings in all. All the beings who went with Yaakov to Mizraim, who came from his body, besides Yaakov's sons' wives, were 66 beings in all. And the sons of Yosef, who were born to him in Mizraim, were 2 beings. All the beings of the house of Yaakov, whom went to Mizraim, were 70. And he sent Yehudah before him to Yosef, to point out before him the way to Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. And Yosef made ready his chariot and went up to Goshen to meet his father Yisrael. And he appeared to him and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a long time. And Yisrael said to Yosef, "Now let me die, since I have seen your face, that you are still alive." And Yosef said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I am going up to inform Pharaoh and say to him, my brothers and those of my father's house, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And the men are shepherds, that they have been men of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall be, when Pharaoh calls you and says, 'What is your occupation?' that you shall say, 'Your servants have been men of livestock, from our youth even till now, both we and also our fathers,' so that you dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination to the Mizraites."